Greetings and salutations, and welcome once again to the Capeless Crusaders, your number one, supposedly, allegedly, most definitely podcast for anything comic book related, especially here in the Sacramento region. My name is David Berry at Dr. Berry on varying social media platforms. We're going to go to my right. We have
the devil of Empire's Comics Vault. This is the Azorian one, Anthony Steves. And now, just going to lob it up way over there.
Greetings, foolish mortals. I am a whole lot of man, and one you weren't expecting. This is the Mad Piper, at the Mad Piper, on, I'm just going to say Instagram. Don't find me on Pinterest. You're only going to find some DIYs. Backyard fire pit ideas and stuff.
Do It Yourselves.
Yep. Yeah, DIYs. Do it, yeah.
Pass it.
To my direct right. I don't have to throw it anywhere.
I know. Please don't throw things at me.
Lazy.
You're lazy or am I?
Both.
I'm Amy. You can find me at IJNewRobot on various social medias. I'm channeling someone. Anyway, David.
Channeling this one.
So-
Hi, I'm IJNewRobot, and I
Hi.
don't care.
As always, you can
I'm not
find
drinking.
everything related to the Capeless Crusaders at thecapelesscrusaders.com, your number one home for anything Crusader related.
Yes!
Reviews, videos, social media handles, contact forms.
Everything. Just
Scott
go there.
Snyder.
There. Right?
So,
It's a one. It's a one.
on this
hit
week's
all.
episode, this week's episode, we are gonna be-
Why do you go Swedish every time?
This week on the Crusaders.
On the cruisy brucey bork bork.
we are going to be going around the horn. We're also going to be talking about StocktonCon this past weekend, and we will be talking about the show that we all finished.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Curtis, did you finish it?
Defenders. Yes, that is what we're going to be talking
Double
about later on.
Ds.
But
Double
before we
Ds?
do any of that, before we go that direction or this direction, we
that
need to
direction.
go
This direction.
round the horn. That was good, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks.
No,
Sorry.
I'm really proud of all of you. What?
Thanks, headphones. Headphone listeners. Sorry. Sorry, guys.
Hashtag
Clearly-
not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, you need to see the whole thing. Whatever.
No, I'm just not sorry.
So,
the Mad Piper, man. I'm not sorry about
when
it.
we go round the horn, we go around the table in a circular fashion,
yeah.
except for the fact that we no longer have a circular table.
No.
As you can see right here,
Rectangle.
like the planet, it's flat.
Yeah. Political humor.
Timely.
You see, there's flat earthers that.
And there was
Timely.
there was also no eclipse today.
There was.
Churlish.
Was it?
Yes.
Yeah, there was.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. You see the moon and then you see a lion.
It wasn't this.
Wow.
It was the moon.
man.
Anyway, like I said, we talk about comic books that we've been reading this week. That's what we do. We talk about the comics we read. I'm going to go first.
Okay.
Because something tells me I'm going to snag somebody's.
Everybody's.
Everybody's probably. Yeah.
Everybody's. I'm going to start first with a comic called Mech Cadet U. I almost said candidate. It's Mech Cadet U. It
Bless
is from
you.
Boom Comics.
Dude, you stole mine.
It is Greg Pak.
What the heck?
Who we know from the Totally Awesome Hulk.
Yeah.
Also a fantastic run on Doctor Strange.
Didn't he do the Batman Superman thing with Jay Lee?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
He did.
I read that one.
So,
Hey.
Mech Cadet U follow in this world basically where these robots have descended from the sky. At one point, they came down and they picked a child to be the pilot. They then went to become a hero and fight aliens and monsters and fly off into space. Now, every so often, robots will come down and pick cadets, the best cadets, to become pilots. So it's almost kind of like this bonding. Yes, Amy?
Is this like The Last Starfighter?
Oh man.
Kind of.
Yeah, but Robert Preston isn't the alien that comes and gets you. I
Yeah,
know.
it's kind of like that. It's like mixed with Avatar.
Okay.
But the story follows a young boy who he, along with his mother, are the custodial staff for the base where the cadets train. So he is not. He doesn't see himself as good enough, even though he works very hard. The other people don't see him as good enough.
Is he a cadet?
No, he's not a cadet.
So he's just janitor.
He's
Okay.
just a janitor. They don't think he'd be fit for the program.
All right.
Lo and behold, the three pilots who are the top cadets who are going to be picked for the robots, only two of the robots show up. And they pick the two besides the super mean girl who, of course, mocked
Regina
their
George?
boy, basically. And then the boy is on his way home And when he's on the way home, he is then confronted by the third robot, and the third robot says, "No, like I'm here for you. You're the pilot. You're gonna be the pilot." And the kid's like, "No, there's been some kind of mistake."
I'm not a cadet. Don't care.
The army even shows up and tries to arrest him and the robot to be like, "No, this is wrong. We had a cadet picked out for you." And it was originally going to be a 6-issue series. It did so well in pre-orders that it's now been picked up for ongoing from Boom Studios.
Oh, that's awesome.
The art is fantastic, and it also follows around this really cool story of this underdog style hero who's gonna have to prove himself amongst all the other pilots.
Prove yourself worthy.
Are the 6 done, or did the first one come out?
First one just came out. It did so well initially that they're like, nope, we're going further.
All right.
The second book that I read this week,
Ooh, he had a second one.
from DC Comics,
Ooh, a DC.
Dude, you stole mine.
Dark Knight's Metal
Stole
number
everyone.
1.
Hey.
Thus, you all get to say that you read it, and then we move on.
She never says that.
So,
She never
Dark
says
Knight's Metal number 1 is the first 12-issue run. 12-issue?
Not including the tie-ins.
Not including the tie-ins.
Hey,
Right.
Barry,
Standalone one
who
shots.
Or the
wrote
preludes,
Dark
yeah.
Knight's Metal?
Scott Snyder.
What?
Who follows us on Twitter, friend of the show, Scott Snyder.
Boom.
And
Hi.
Greg Capulo, who
We love.
your art
Contact
style is
us.
great. I'm just not a big fan of Black Label Society. But Dark Knight's Metal is the beginning of this massive universe-spanning event that Snyder and Capulo have been working up to for years. We had the Forge, we had casting, and now the story has actually started. It, of course, is gorgeous because it's Capulo. It, of course, is... it wasn't... Piper, how do we describe it? It wasn't quite... We could have been a third...
I would have said it should be the third in the Forge and the casting.
The
It should be
the third prelude.
It advances
Prelude.
no story. It advances
Honda.
no character.
Honda
It
prelude.
brings no opposition or
setup.
anything. There's no like revelation of any like enemy or something. It's just it's more even more setup.
It's more set up, and it's awesome. It's still good.
Still really,
super
really
cool.
good,
Like
yeah.
this, of course, the last page. Like,
Really?
oh my god.
Oh.
But yeah,
The last page.
yeah.
Oh.
Hey.
Oh.
So that is what I read for this week. So Amy,
Hi.
what have you been reading
Hey, Amy.
this week?
Well,
Off to a great start.
Good book.
it was
Good book.
well, there was okay. So I think we're all gonna admit to we all read Dark Knight's Metal.
Sure.
Number
Oh, yeah.
1, and that's going around the horn so many
Oh, yeah.
times.
That went round.
Loved it. I love Snyder. I didn't get a chance to read the Forge or the casting because we were consistently all sold out. Meh.
If you can, I mean,
But
worth it.
I understand.
Yeah.
It did feel like it was starting to set up, but I appreciate exactly where the story's going because it is a concept that has not been explored that much in the DCU. I'm not going to spoil it, so you guys should read it. And then the one that I was really excited to read, which is I Love Fairyland, number 15.
I'm so happy I didn't pick this.
You're welcome.
I read it as well.
It's the we don't know last book from Scott Snyder. It finishes the third arc for the I Hate
Scotty Young.
Scott Snyder. Dang flabbit!
We're
I
trying to
love
give him
Scotty
too
Young.
much credit because he followed us on Twitter.
Friend of the show.
See, I love you so much, Scott Snyder, that I'm giving credit to Scotty Young, who I absolutely adore, to you.
Snyder wrote everything.
He would. So Scotty Young,
But
this
I
is
love
the
you,
end
Scotty
of
Young.
the third. I'll fight you.
Oh,
End of the third. Okay, you guys, I'm not going to be able to get through this if we keep doing this, okay? I love you, but let me talk, dang flabbit.
Says the queen of interruption.
No, I raised my hand now.
you did once.
I love Fairyland.
I Love Fairyland, issue 15. Technically, it might be the last issue. We don't know. It's the third arc. Gertie has been trapped. If you guys haven't read I Hate Fairyland, Gertie, it is a little girl who fell into Fairyland at age 5. She's been trapped for 35 years, and she can't get out. You having problems over there, buddy?
No.
Okay. So the third arc, we've gotten all the way towards the end. She's finally given up on being evil, the evilest of all evils. Pet saints. The evilest of all evils, and she has decided she's going to try to be good. So this means that she needs to...
Wrap up the story.
yeah. She needs to wrap up the story, but
With the
everybody's...
comic, not Amy.
Anyway, it's wrapping up the third arc. She's been turned from the last issue 14, turned into good Gertie, and
Like
now
big wide eyes and yeah.
and the hair, and it's golly jeepers misters and no swearing.
Jeepers, Mister.
Yes, I was I'm not going to do the rest of that one. I almost did.
Don't do it. It's a Disney movie. They'll sue.
So she's good, Gertie. She's basically doing all the things that she needed to do originally if she'd shown up and done these things, which is like trading favors for tokens that go to somebody else that basically gets her the key to go home.
It would have been a 3-page series.
It would have been a 3-page series if she had not diverted. Anyway, she's getting ready to go home, and then something deters her.
Yes.
Deterred.
She was very deterred. Complete change of directions, and she ends up someplace that you might have expected, but you might not have. So if there is a continuation on this, Scotty, I would love to see it. If not, this is a great place to finish it. I absolutely adore it. I love your art. Your writing style is hilarious, and I loved the homage to a certain person and his situation.
Last issue.
Last issue
Right.
in issue 14.
Solid issue.
It was
Strong.
so good.
Yeah.
Anyway,
They talking about
strong.
sex?
no.
No.
We're talking about situational pieces for men junk. Anyway, Piper.
Hi.
Hi, buddy.
Good Lord.
Roman Reigns.
How do I follow that?
Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns.
That was really
Dark-
awkward. Please
Dark
don't do.
So
Dark
what
Knight's Metal?
I've
Dark Knight's Metal.
I read Dark Knight's Metal, and it was really good.
good.
I liked it. We already gave you some thoughts on it being a
Friend of the show.
a prelude, another prelude. So yeah, I dug it entirely. But the other book that I chose, I read a whole bunch of books this week. I would try to play catch up, especially before I go. But the one that I wanted to talk about was Spy Seal.
I love this.
You mean
book.
Britain's slickest spy?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
What is that?
Slickest spy. Couldn't even sail. I mean, it's slick.
And in this arc,
I can hear Steve's laugh from Curtis's headphones at the production area over there. Like I can hear it reverberating through his skull.
It was just so funny.
it's still rattling in mine.
It was the slickest
He is
spy.
the
So how
slickest
was
spy.
the
So the
comic?
book was I'm not even going to say any seal puns if I
But
can.
it's so-
Slickest.
So basically, this is did anybody read for the French Tintin or for us Tintin?
Yeah.
Oui.
Man, this is getting out all of my itches. It's scratching my Tintin
Yeah.
needs. Did you like the book?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
If you liked it at all, read this. It's very similar.
It's like the movie Adventures of Tintin.
Yeah.
Yes, but the movie was very much like one of the books.
Okay, no of it. Didn't read it.
Okay.
Yeah, no of it.
Did you watch the movie?
No of it. Didn't read
No
it.
of it. I would read that first one or just kind of pick up one because I don't think they really follow sequentially. But they're really fun. They're really good little stories. This is very much like it, and it's the first little intro. They're going to do an arc on this one, so it's not going to be single. The story leads into something else, but it's almost childlike in nature, I would say. It's like, especially with the doodles, and they're all anthropomorphic, so they're all
Doodles.
A
animals.
lot of doodles.
And there was no seal puns.
No, it's
I
Okay,
did
cool.
the doodles.
Oh,
You got
doodles, yeah.
excited.
I didn't
So there's like a bird lady, and he's a sea. Everybody's an animal, and then it's basically like a mystery thing. Basically, it's like a little tiny little detective thing that's semi children friendly
Mm-hmm.
because they're animals. There's some violence, but it's like a little spy. It's like the first one kind of reminds me of like a cartoony childlike Hudson Hawk.
Hudson Hawk.
Yes.
Wow, Bruce Willis. Good reference.
Yeah. So I enjoyed the snot out of it, and if I were you, I would pick up issue 1 and I would read it post haste.
What happened to him?
I have no idea, but what did you read?
Oh, me.
Dark Knight's
I read
Metal?
What
Dark
have
Knight's
you
Metal
read
1.
instead?
I read that,
One.
which is great. Scott Snyder, friend, show stuff.
Paul's on Twitter.
That's Twitter.
We're
Captain
just
Black
down to
Label.
single
Great
words.
artist, Black Label.
Amazing.
Snyder, friend, show.
Awesome.
Surprise ending.
Yes.
And then I finished a certain volume. A first volume
Oh man,
that was gifted to me months ago.
I know what's coming.
I finished volume 1 of East of West.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm over it at this point. Like I don't even care that he read it. It's just like Jesus.
At least he read it.
You
We
wore
can-
Barry down by attrition. He just does not care. He was
So,
just,
so if you remember, it's 8 months.
Very,
Oh, he's writing it down.
very made fun.
Yeah.
August 21st, 2017.
There you go.
just to get those sound effects on.
It was really good, though.
I don't think I have to go over the story since you guys have all read it. I'm the only one who hasn't.
Oh, yeah, but
Um,
maybe
I
since
love.
you were new to it.
I, I will simply say
You look like a puffer fish.
I had
in my
no
book.
idea what I was going into. I simply knew it was something Western related.
Cool.
Had no idea what was going on with the way the state of the nation is and everything happening during Civil War and
We
now
are
there's
the
different.
nation.
Outstanding story. Hickman, correct? Hickman.
Yes.
Yep.
I'm gonna read more of you because of East of West. If I-
Oh, and I believe it was
Hey.
drawn by
by another friend of the
friend
show.
of the show.
Who is it again?
Nick Dragata.
Oh, hey, Nick.
Hey, Nick.
Friend of the show.
Good to
We
see
are
you again.
chalking up the friends of the show.
Yeah, it used to be just a joke. Now it's serious.
Seriousness on
Quality,
that
too.
one. That's right.
Except for Adam Savage.
Oh, never mention him.
It's okay, Adam. We still like you.
Adam Savage
Curtis was
had
absolutely
nothing to do with East of West. So
He's a maker.
Curtis was absolutely right. These three here were absolutely right.
Oh,
East
man.
of West is an amazing story, and I'm going to continue with it.
real quick, and the only question that matters in five issues in the first trade, what was your favorite? What grabbed you? Why will you read?
So Death, of course, is awesome,
Mhm.
but the at Mao, the
Oh,
my
the
God.
House of Mao.
The House of Mao.
Yeah.
was an amazing scene because I'm thinking in my head, what are these three going to do to this wall? And then turns out much more than just three of them, and certain things occur. And then the thing that Death's riding, hey,
Oh my goodness.
look at that guy! what
was
that guy
so
does.
long ago.
I'm not going to spoil it because if you've either already read it or you haven't read it yet, but it's definitely worth the read. I'm sorry I took so long.
Read the first trade. It's $10.
It's outstanding. I am an East of West fan. I'm
Oh,
East
not
of-
anymore. Never mind. It's $15.
So
It's
we're
still
in,
affordable.
I do.
It is.
I'm my own
technically,
cowboy.
until that reprint comes out, it is.
Support
Get it
Dragata.
now. Get it now.
I do try to talk like Death when I'm talking.
17.
No. $9.99.
No, it's going up. It's going up to 17.
$9.99.
It's going up to 7.
Image books. The first
$9.99,
volume
I
of image
think.
books are always $9.99. Black
Black
Monday
Monday
Murders.
Wait, is that
$9.99.
Are you doing digital?
No, I bought Paper Girls and. Oh no! No, you're right. East of West was
Yeah.
$7.99 digital.
That's what it is. That makes
They're
sense.
always
$2
10
less.
they're
Yeah, saying so that
$9.99.
you're getting the sweet ones and twos discount.
I was like, where?
It's worth the
I work
purchase.
in comics, and I still can't get that.
I'm new to it. It's worth the purchase. It's outstanding.
Do it. Do it now.
I'm on board.
Sweet.
Do it.
Glad you find. Speaking of Nick Dragata, friend of the show,
Oh, yeah.
Hey.
we ran into him this weekend.
What?
Yeah, at a certain convention that we were at.
Which convention?
It was StocktonCon.
In the 209?
Con.
In the 209.
It was the
209?
Stockton can rap.
No, StocktonCon rap.
Oh, what?
Yeah, it's where we rap. It's like, hey, my name is David. And anyway,
It's like 8 Mile right here.
yeah.
Right.
So we
My
Spaghetti.
name is Stockton. Mom
we went to
Spaghetti.
Stockton
Mom
this
Spaghetti.
weekend
Yeah.
for StocktonCon. And when I
I
say
did that.
we, I mean me and Amy,
Right.
because this one was celebrating the birthday of his
Happy birthday,
4-year-old
dude.
child.
My own little
Totally
Dick
remember.
Grayson Jackson.
And then the one over
birthday.
there,
Slacked.
I don't know what his excuse is.
Ooh,
And the one
no.
back
One or the
there.
other.
Oh,
one
no.
back, he was there.
He
2
did.
days. Curtis was huffing it around. So right off the bat,
There was a lot of stuff to do before you leave the country.
yeah, whatever.
I had to get it all prepared by myself.
Crikey.
Yeah, he's just whining over there. So, instant critique. As soon as I walked in the door, instant critique of StocktonCon.
Too dang hot.
Y'all are too big for the arena. You guys have grown so much. This is the best critique you get. You guys have
Sure,
grown
yeah.
so much. You have so much going on that you are now literally bursting at the seams of that arena. It is time to put a convention center in. Is there a convention center in
I was
Stockton?
gonna say,
No.
Steve's,
Uh,
what's bigger than the
It's
than the arena?
smaller than the arena.
Well, that,
Would
so-
they? Is there? Are you on the fairgrounds? Is there is there
There
a?
is a fairground.
There is a wide open
There's
fairground across from the arena because you got the arena and then when the Stockton Ports play across that port there, that's their big fairground area where they have most of their festivals.
They might have
You
to
might
expand.
have
They
to,
might.
yeah.
They
I
might
mean,
make it
It's-
outdoor. Yeah.
If there's
it
nothing
was
bigger in Stockton.
big. It was hot.
Hot.
There was a lot of people. We ran
That's a good
into,
problem too, though.
We ran into
Hut.
our good friends. We ran into Nooligan, friend of the show.
Oh, yeah.
Nooligan.
Really?
Ran a friend of the show, Sean Miller,
Hey!
Anchor Comics.
Man,
Kid
everybody's
Sherlock.
there.
He was our pass.
He's-
he
yeah,
was
he
the
was-
design for our media
The
passes.
media pass was Kid Sherlock.
Also,
Nice.
slight little back to Around the Horn last week. I read Kid Sherlock.
How'd you
good.
like it?
It was good.
Yeah.
Good.
So we also ran into other friend of the show, Ramon Villalobos.
Yeah,
Ah.
Ramon.
Mhm.
We also ran into
He
other
did the-
friend of the show, Nick Dragata.
Nick
Nick
Dragata,
Dragata.
friend of the show.
And
So
we also
nice.
ran
Ramon
into.
Villalobos, who did the
He did the poster.
art, the poster
He did-
art
yeah,
for
he did
StocktonCon.
a fantastic poster with those shoes.
The sneakers.
Also, new friend of the show, artist Justin Greenwood.
Who's so nice.
He's incredibly nice. He works with Greg Rucka on a couple.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
He did the Alexander Hamilton graphic novel.
Which just came out last
Really?
week.
Which just came out. It's
I
really
need to
good.
pick that up.
Did he work on the Lazarus?
He
He
is.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has.
Nice.
He
He
did a little bit
mentioned
work
that.
with
Okay,
Lazarus.
cool.
Um,
That's what I know
Hamilton.
Rucka from.
I mean, and then we
And
got
then-
we got Stelfreeze, the
Yeah.
Black Panther artist. He was just hanging out doing
Sure, he
commissions.
was
We
so
got some,
nice.
got some commissions.
Yeah,
for
got some
Stelfreeze,
commissions
correct?
for some of the Crusaders.
Nice.
Paulo Rivera, the Daredevil Glush Glush artist.
I remember.
That was one of my
That's-
favorite episodes.
he was there. My boy, do you remember the Glush Glush?
Daredevil
Glush
Glush Glush.
Glush. Meet me by the Glush Glush at 9
he
o'clock.
did the cover, that one of my favorite Daredevil pieces ever, where he's jumping through the sky and he has the baton covering his eyes, and
He's
there's-
running away from the flap flaps.
and there's no there's just
Right.
there's outlines and they
Okay.
have the words. So
Okay.
the birds just say flap 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 flap.
Right.
The water says glush glush glush
Okay.
glush. So because that's the way he would interpret it.
Because that's what I do every time I see Daredevil. I glush, glush, glush.
yeah.
So yeah,
So,
so
yeah.
StocktonCon was a ton of fun. What did you enjoy about it, Amelia?
Oh, wow.
Firstly, I also got to talk to Eben Burgoon,
Friend of the show, Eben.
who has invited us to CrockerCon to livecast this year.
Again.
Which
we went last y'all.
yes, and last year
Last
was
y'all.
the glorious convergence of me joining the Crusaders.
Yes.
Convergence.
That's
For that.
right.
So I'm really excited to do that. I also got to
Work
see
together.
from Silicon Valley Comic Con an artist. He goes by Fuzzy Joseph.
Fuzzy Joseph, friend of the show. Follows us on Instagram.
He's an art teacher
just-
from Bakersfield.
Did we just befriend the entire con?
I
We
kinda
did.
do- I
This
kinda
is the
do
friend of the
that.
show episode.
Pretty
I
much.
kind of do that. It's how I broke the ice with this one with Senor Dragata. But Fuzzy
Yeah,
Joseph,
that was
he's doing a Kickstarter for his book, The War in Hope. He actually gave me books to read, so I'm going to be doing those in another Around the Horn.
Sweet.
Lots and lots of cosplayers. It was fantastic. Barry actually got to hang out with probably about 6 or 7 of them, which was really
We
cute for me
kicked
to
it.
watch.
Nice.
It was adorable.
It was adorable.
Speaking of cosplayers, up around the ring up at the top.
Oh,
where
yes.
They have the famous people, right? Ryan Hurst from
He's
Oh,
so-
Opie. Opie.
He's so pretty
from,
in
and he was
person, you
Remember the
guys.
Titans?
Titans.
He was the racist guy.
Saving
he-
Private Ryan. He had
Did
lost
Did he
his
still
hearing.
have his
He
beard?
had his beard. He
And
looked
his
great.
man
Left
bun.
side.
And
side.
Melina Perez, 5-time
She was
WWE
lovely.
Women's
That's right. Melina
Champion.
was there.
And I walk by and I
Is it
see
Walter
this
Jones
guy.
as the Black Ranger?
Yes, the original Black Ranger.
Yeah,
Ranger.
Walter.
I walk by and I see this guy in the green costume walk by me, and I think, wow. Anyone remember the Hurricane from WWE? Hurricane and Rosie.
Katrina?
Holmes was there.
Shane Helms. He walks by, and I'm like, man, that is a really good Hurricane cosplay.
He said it out
And
loud.
it was him.
And I said it out loud, and then all of a sudden I walk up and I realize there's an empty booth, and then it says Hurricane Shane Helms,
Ah.
and I'm just like, son of a, that was him. And I just walked by like, oh, nice cosplay, and he's just like,
Stand in the back.
and I'm just like,
There's a hurricane coming through.
I had a chance to be like, hey man, really big fan, like multiple time cruiserweight champion.
But you don't do that
Hey,
naturally.
you with the hair.
I don't do that
No
naturally.
interview now.
So-
Speaking, yeah.
So we need to address this. If ever you see the good doctor at a con and you want to come up, like he will not approach you.
Yeah.
You have to go approach him.
Yeah.
I literally will take him to a table and go. I will start a conversation, and then I will literally just drop him there.
And he will sit there next
And
to
he
your
will-
booth and passive aggressively say, "Oh, nice cosplay,"
Way to go.
It
until
takes-
you approach him.
Oh,
but
look,
it
no
takes,
Deadpool.
It takes the integration of me going, hey, here's your in, and do it.
Case in point, Nick Dragata.
Did you
Yeah.
just mommy him the
I,
entire?
I wanted like Nick
Really?
Dragata was sketching, and I'm like, I didn't want to like
backpack.
interrupt him, and I'm just like, oh, yeah, Nick Dragata, yeah, like you're a really good,
We-
really good artist. And then Amy like goes up and like shakes his hand, like, hi, I'm Amy. And he's like, "Oh, David, do you want to come over and say hi?" And I come over and I'm just like, "Oh, sorry, I didn't want to get all of it."
But I also did that. I'm a big fan of your work. I absolutely love East of West. We're so excited to see the end of this. I think you know one of our crusaders, Curtis. Thank you for that Curtis. And he goes, "Oh yeah, we were talking earlier," and I was like, "Hey David, do you want to come over here and fanboy just a little bit?" And you're like, "I didn't want to be awkward."
Were you afraid that
he had floated the table for a good 4 minutes before I even came up.
Were you afraid that he was in this middle of this masterpiece, and then it would say, "Love your work, Nick," and then straight up. What did you do?
Just
I'm
make
never going
it.
on your podcast.
Just make that into the signature. I think.
He thinks.
I think you just need to see the world like she sees it. You're like, there's a guy sitting in a booth who really looks like he wants to meet somebody named Amy, and then just continue.
Approach.
Hand forward, yeah. Just,
Well, Steve, the same thing happened with you and Daniel Torch.
This is true. This is true. Amy is the reason that the idea of cutting a promo with Daniel Torch and the entire and the
Aaron Sky.
SPW, Aaron Sky, and there you have it. Created.
Did you shut down and say like, "Hey, nice cosplay"?
No, he was excited and nervous, and I'm just one of the ones like, "Hey,
the
He
icebreaker.
just shoves us in.
That's your new nickname.
the icebreaker,
Yep.
or the shover."
Crusader name. The icebreaker.
Icebreaker shover.
So
Icebreaker
we
show.
hope, obviously, to go to attend StocktonCon again next year.
We would love to.
We hope that there aren't as many, because this is no one's fault. There aren't as many scheduling changes because they were contract changes. They were
Rick.
events getting pulled, and Ric Flair got really sick.
Yeah.
So glad to hear that he is out of surgery, doing better, out of his medically
Yes.
induced
He
coma.
might make it next year, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. I
Yeah.
would love to see him there next year.
I was looking
We
forward
just
to
totally
it.
recommend having a bigger space. It felt really cramped, and because of the heat, on top of the cosplayers in there, it was really difficult to maneuver
Again, it's
effectively.
not a bad
So
thing.
if
You
you're
guys got all kinds of
watching StocktonCon, just consider the space. More space.
I was waiting for more walk-in.
Steve?
No.
Oh.
Did you see Kino, aka
Kunu?
Ernie Reyes Jr.?
Yes, actually, we passed him twice.
He's
He's
wearing a
he's shorter than me.
TMNT chat, and I was like, "Oh, look, there's that guy that Steve really wants to see."
He's shorter than me,
Did-
and we brought it up,
No.
and I smiled.
Did he look like he could still quebrar tua cara?
Maybe.
I don't speak Brazilian.
Eu vou quebrar tua cara.
I don't speak
What?
Spanish
I'm
either.
gonna break your face in Portuguese. The rundown.
I don't speak
I
Portuguese.
love you, Ernie.
Did he give you any wisdom like money can't buy knife?
Yeah.
Any
We both said, "Oh, look,
Patusani wisdom?
there's Ernie. Maybe Steve will see him tomorrow."
Yeah.
And then nothing.
And you weren't there.
You could have screamed Kwansu. You could have said anything.
You know what else we could do? You know what else we could have
Do you
done?
know what we
Talk a
could've
little bit
done?
more about Ernie Reyes Jr.
Yes, Amy.
No, what else could we have done?
Surf
Dan?
ninjas.
We could have. I got nothing. I just want to talk about the defenders.
I thought you were trying to lead into like
What
we
did
could
you
have
say?
defended ourselves better.
We could handle our time.
We
but
could sig you ham-fistedly.
That's a lot of ham.
into the defenders.
Yes.
So,
The
for those of you who
Defenders.
are unaware or living under a rock, the defenders came out
Or
Friday.
you don't have
It
Netflix.
did.
Friday night, yeah.
It
Yeah,
did.
technically Thursday morning, Friday night. Or
Wait,
no,
what?
no,
Oh,
Friday
yeah.
morning, Thursday night.
There
I
you go,
apologize.
yes.
Thursday at midnight. What? Oh, I'm sorry. Is it that hilarious? That is that, okay.
For him, it is.
Jeez. So the Defenders came out on Netflix. All 8 episodes dropped simultaneously. It stars, of course, I'm not going to say their actual actor names because I don't know them, but it was Matt Murdock, aka Daredevil, Jessica Jones,
Charlie Cox.
Danny Rand,
Mike Coulter.
Clerks.
the Danny Rand, aka Iron Fist, and
They're
Luke
about to drop their
Cage.
new album.
Tell
They're
me
about
that's
to
not
drop their new album right
That
here.
is-
Available on
it is
iTunes.
very
It is
clear.
true.
It's very
So,
Clerks.
initially,
Wait, where's Charlie Cox?
right off the bat, we all finished it, correct?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We
Oh,
all,
yeah.
there's-
One
We
weekend
even
binging.
finished it.
There's no like, hey,
In-house.
we're at certain points of the season we are all here.
Done.
No, we even got to
Prepare
the
for
to the
spoilers
ending
if
trailers.
you have not seen it.
Spoilers.
If you
Yeah.
have not seen it, we are the spoiler trailer. This is the spoiler trailer. Bing, bing, bing,
Just
bing,
mute
bing.
us, but still
Bing.
watch us.
That actually would be
Hashtag
fun.
not sorry.
Silent movie.
Sorry, not sorry.
Give me a few moments. Give me a few moments.
So,
Just not sorry.
right off the bat, initial reactions. How do we feel about it? Did we enjoy it? Did we hate it? Do we really want to go into depth? You know, that 51% range that we talked about.
I would
Like,
like to
I'm
go
gonna-
into depth.
Well, of course we are. But did you like it?
Yeah, I did. I did not hate it. I did like it. It's not my favorite.
Okay. Duh. How about you?
Same. Liked, enjoyed, not favorite, but enjoyed.
Okay. And Amy?
Did not hate.
I will concur with my constituents on either end of the table.
Oh, fantastic. Well, I guess we're all kind of on the same point.
That's tonight's show. Have a good one, guys.
Yeah,
Take care.
there it is. There it is. So,
Okay.
so right off, I have some numbers.
Oh,
Right.
shoot.
I'm the numbers guy
You have
right
numbers
now.
already?
Wait,
So
wait.
I have the Rotten
Wow.
Tomatoes ratings
All the
for
tomatoes.
every Netflix show up until this point.
Marvel.
Wait, up until and including?
Yes.
Okay.
So Daredevil season 1 got a 98%.
Delicious.
And for many of us, that is the top. That is
Accurate,
the cream
yeah.
of the crop.
It's
Daredevil season 2 took quite a dip. It went down to 74%.
74.
But there was such
I
high
don't know if I
expectation after the first one.
It's true, and I don't know if I agree with it. But
me neither.
Jessica Jones right back up 92%.
That's my girl.
Agree.
Interesting because I enjoyed Jessica Jones more than Luke Cage, but Luke Cage was at 96%.
Bring the ruckus.
Also, yeah.
It was
Which is
good.
interesting given the back half of the season kind of had some weak points.
Boy is yoked.
Of course, Danny Rand, Iron Fist, coming in with a whopping 17%.
Poor Danny.
17?
1-7.
I expected like a 50-something out of you,
No,
just than
no.
17.
Cue the Vince
17.
McMahon.
Wow.
Iron Fist.
Vince McMahon.
I still have yet to finish it. I can't do it.
I
mean,
just read
I
the
can't do
synopsis.
it.
Really?
I didn't finish
I
it.
had problems with it, but not 17% worth of, like, wow.
Maybe I'll just
And-
listen to it for that Zune.
So far, and this, of course, it's only been a couple days, Defenders has a 75% rating.
Which is not bad.
Okay.
Daredevil season 2 level.
And that could change because
That could-
probably
that could
not
easily
everybody's watched it
Yeah.
See, number.
this first weekend.
If I had to my opinion, I put Daredevil season 2 80-85, Defenders 80-85. That's me on that.
I would
Luke,
agree.
and Iron Fist, not 17%. I mean, it's the weaker of all of them, but not 17%.
Not that
yeah,
low.
it is the weakest. But I mean, that is quite a jump. What was the lowest?
That is the
70.
Next to that was 74, Daredevil.
74
season 2.
all the way down to
Where's Daredevil?
17. It's
Daredevil.
quite a buffer.
Well, that's what happens when your main character is supposed to be the world's greatest martial artist and he can't do
And
martial
he's
arts.
not.
Yeah.
and maybe that's why the Defenders is only down at 70.
Well, and the Defenders is doing a much better job
Yeah.
of having him because he actually trained probably for a little while.
a little better.
He just looks so much better than
Like
he did
half
in-
the season through.
Well, that, but he's still no.
But he got to that point that at
Him
least he
losing, I'm not
got
gonna say.
better.
I'm gonna agree. He's losing a lot, but
Right.
his martial arts, like his moves,
He
look
looks
better.
more-
yeah,
he looks
a little
better
better,
at
yeah.
fighting even when he sucks. Because it's like, hey, you're the greatest martial artist in the world. This random ninja is gonna kick your butt.
I don't know what they changed.
My boy Murdoch handled you just fine.
Choreographer, different like writing, or
no,
like
yeah,
he
they-
needs to.
Choreographer.
They
Okay.
actually put him into a dojo for a couple months. Like, hey, learn this, please.
Yeah.
Thank you. You're a ninja,
Be a ninja.
kind of.
That's what felt good about the hallway scene when we see.
The first hallway scene?
The hallway scene in Defenders.
Oh, okay.
When they're at the building.
So
Episode 3.
The Midland
yes,
hallway
thank
scene.
you.
Right.
Because we got to see. Because to me, when it comes to these like martial arts fights in these superhero shows, it's Daredevil has had the best in my opinion. Daredevil's had the
Yes.
best. And that hallway scene,
Easily.
there he was. There was Murdoch showing you how it's done. Here's how the fight is done. Here's Luke. Here's Jessica.
Even
hey,
the
Iron Fist, watch
cinematography
them.
for that was hot.
Yeah.
Like they made that artistic, whereas I don't think they've made
So
many of the other ones.
No.
Like it's just these cuts and slow motions.
And the turns.
Yeah.
Man, oh,
It
So
was
maybe they
juicy.
used the same Daredevil
Blush,
choreographer
blush.
for
It makes sense
for
for
this.
They did it for Defenders, and they probably fired the guy that did Iron Fist.
Yeah,
I know,
sorry.
yeah.
Sorry, buddy.
17%, Steve, you're out.
Weak.
Pretty much.
Poor guy Steve.
So, jumping, I mean that basically leads to one of my points: is improvements on the other series. So I
So many
feel like
Zs.
personally a lot of the weaker points of the other
Iron Fist.
shows, Iron Fist, even the weak points of Jessica Jones and Luke Cage, were kind of able to be resolved in some ways by having the team. The fact that Danny showed basically no humor in Iron Fist, like he tried to make a couple quips and they sucked.
Yeah, right.
But him and Luke Cage having that
Exactly
they
like
were
they're supposed to be in the
so
comic
good.
book. They're so good.
Which is great that's the first two you see meet each other.
Right.
But-
It's when they meet and it's like, hey, look, it's a shout out to the comics because they're a tag team in the comics. and
Right.
here they are.
But they-
like,
they
he punched me.
balance-
It's like, yeah.
But they balance so well.
Mhm.
That's you have the authority responsible figure coming out of Luke, and then you have the kid, essentially, of Danny, who's like, "You're gonna be my best friend now, and I like you."
Yep.
It's me and David.
That was an important scene for me, by the way, because that was the first time that you ever see that fist do anything useful.
And that was a shout out.
Anything useful.
Remind me, was it Jessica Jones or was it Luke Cage where Luke
Took the
or the
punch in
guy
face.
punches Luke and the guy's fist crumbles?
Buckles,
That was
yeah.
Luke Cage.
In
That
the
was-
Chinese restaurant.
And then this time around, well, Iron Fist got the better
He's just
part.
waiting for it to, like,
Yeah, like it's not gonna do anything, and I go flying.
Mm-hmm.
It was good though to see like you can tell that I think in that kind of a thing that they're trying. It'd be like, oh, it shouldn't just light up and glow, and then he fights with it, and nothing happens. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
that thing should be able to knock out Luke Cage, and nothing knocks out Luke Cage, man.
Because
Like,
he's bulletproof.
Well, that was
Nothing
also
to
one of
lose.
the
Fire away.
like
Stone skin.
for Danny getting to just basically like try to use Luke as a punching bag, and there was nothing, and he's like sitting there like, and
My martial arts are not working.
So,
right now.
your point.
But another example of at least we saw some decent, like,
Yeah.
some decent moves out of like where he's trying to hit. Basically, it's like those. I don't know the actual name for them, so I apologize if
The
you
standing.
are involved in martial arts. Those like they're like the big like wooden log with the sticks coming off.
Oh,
of
yeah,
it, and you like do the motions.
the Oliver Queen
Training log stick dummy.
It's called the training log stick dummy.
I apologize, Sensei.
Training log stick dummy.
The training log stick dummy.
You are forgiven.
Thank you.
Insubordinate.
But it was
And
almost
shoulders.
it was almost kind of like that's what Luke Cage was for him, because he'd be like block his
Yeah.
hand and he'd be like like doing these motions, and Luke Cage
Yeah.
would just kind of be like
right.
okay, cool. But you actually saw better martial
Out of him.
arts
Yeah.
out of
Yeah.
him,
Yep.
which was good because he's supposed to be the greatest martial artist in the world.
Right. That was why season 1 was so embarrassing. I think it's because there was no form, no nothing. Like,
It was like if that had been before, or if he was young, or if he had just gotten
That
a
would've made
balloon or
sense.
something.
Right.
Yeah. That didn't. It's like, hey, you've been training for how long, and you're the
Yeah.
Iron Fist, and you suck this much.
by Kunlunian monks, and then you get to some dojo, and you said you've trained? Yeah? No? Okay.
Listen,
I am the Iron
you're the
Fist.
greatest in the world. Blind guy is handling you right
and
now.
that's what we talked about. We literally talked about the fact that
Right.
Danny trained by the masters in Kunlun. So literally 1 degree
Yes.
of separation. Then you've got Daredevil, who's trained by Stick, who's trained by the Chaste, who's trained by the Kunlun masters. So you have all of this, and he down here is just like, well, I can handle anything. You
I can
got,
handle
basically.
two
Yeah.
fingers of the
Right.
hand at the same dang time.
Yeah, and it
And
takes a lot.
Elektra
Takes a lot to
single-handedly.
handle
I
2
know.
fingers.
All of a sudden, Elektra comes out of nowhere and can handle 4 defenders, and all of a sudden, Daredevil's like, nah.
Got
I
it.
got
I'm all
this.
over it.
Yeah,
Murdoch
blah,
on the
blah.
case.
Good job.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Way to destroy the value.
There it is.
Don't you know pops are going to be the currency of the future?
They're gonna replace bitcoins.
He's
Well,
like
I mean,
my,
it's
he's like my
pops
Groot.
instead of
That's
caps,
hilarious.
like in Fallout. Yeah.
So the biggest thing, and I mentioned that the biggest thing that I noticed that they did incredibly well, and I know Amy wants to talk about this, is the colors.
Yeah.
Do it.
The colors, the way, and I had said this, if this was an AP English essay,
There it is.
The
Yeah.
color theme of each character would be something that we would just latch onto and just write about until the cows came home.
And I totally can do that because I did cheapy easy notes right now though.
Ooh, brain
See,
colors.
look, I even went out and found
The keynote.
Yeah, so it's the big 8 for brand colors and what they each represent.
Hmm.
So of course I'm going to start with Jessica because that's my favorite.
Oh, yeah.
She's blue, and she's all varying types of blue. So hers is depth, stability, loyalty, trust, wisdom, confidence, intelligence, and above all, truth. So you're able to see in her.
She's blunt.
She's blunt.
Oh, there it is.
She's blunt. Truth does not always have to be gentle.
Let's say loyal,
But loyalty, let's be honest.
stable.
She's confident, intelligent.
I wouldn't say stable.
Handle-
Even her best friend is
handles
like,
her
nah,
liquor
she
well.
ain't a stable friend.
Hey,
everything else I
she's loyal to that bottle.
In the, I love that picture.
Hey,
I
girl,
love that behind the scenes.
I
And then
love those.
He's still in his he's still in somewhat Iron Fist pose, but
Yeah.
checking his phone, I think, right?
Clerks.
But that's I love that about her. And then with Matt, of course, the Daredevil is always red. So you're getting fire, blood, war, strength, power, determination, passion, and then lastly, love. So you see all of those
Elektra also red.
Daredevil.
Crazy.
And they finally got her kind of in the rappy getup.
things. The
this
rappy
time.
rappy getup.
The rappy getup.
So one of my absolute favorite for lighting just for the entire show has always been Luke. There's so much warmth and yellow, which sometimes if it's not used right will tend to wash out and make people really sick looking.
Yeah.
So his means joy, happiness, intellect, energy, intelligence, and energy. And it's something also I think it has a bit to do with that particular hue, that it's caring, like almost like a caregiver type of.
I would say
thing
caring
thing.
is probably the
It was
most
like,
relevant.
It was like early morning every time he was like going somewhere. Like
Yeah.
the sun was just coming right through like the
But
windows.
you feel
Is it like
warm
9
and
o'clock at
100%.
night?
Yeah, it's just it's like, oh.
I like when they do the
Right.
shirt, the big block yellow on the shirt, but I think I like even more just that really subtle hood
around his
inside
collar from
the,
the Carhartt.
That,
Oh,
yeah,
man.
that's very obviously product placed Carhartt.
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
So the logo was right there.
but that's like that's one of the things that I really gravitate towards. That Jessica and Luke are two just completely opposing, like by color standards. They're
Right,
completely
yeah.
opposing, and yet if you're reading the comic books or you know what happens later on,
Does that make them complimentary?
yeah.
Oh,
So
With the shoulder wiggles I am uncomfortable with.
um,
What?
okay, and then lastly,
Don't make
Danny's-
Marvel sex shoulders.
I didn't know Marvel had sex shoulders.
Lastly,
They
last
look
color.
like
What are
this.
you guys
Spoilers.
doing down
Well,
at that
for-
end
like
of the
For
table?
this.
Defender specific, green, of course, is going with Danny. And it's really, really, really hard, let's be honest, to use green light in that dang show. So the places that you were going to see it most
Right.
were the table where they do the conference or where they're hiding out on the
the Mushu pork
on
dinner.
the Mushu pork on the
Yes.
dinner.
Yes.
Brilliant.
And his represents freshness, harmony,
Bad karate.
growth. But my favorite, bad karate,
Gross.
growth.
Right.
It's
Super
also
accurate.
it's also like freshness, new growth, spring. And the last one I laughed at was fertility. So that was a little odd.
Right.
The real combination is when you go into
Granddaughter
those
of the dragon.
scenes where they're all together, and the best place to see every representation of their color is their first hideout with the Mushu pork, where there's
you call it their first hideout. However temporary, it was their home
Right,
base
no, no,
for
hiding
just
out.
a second.
well, but you see every color being represented spatially by where they are. So
Right.
the window is red
The
because
red.
Matt's over there, and the table
Yeah.
is green where Danny is, and then you're going to see some of the yellow being backlit on some of the more supporting walls, and then you see Jessica in alcoves, and so it's kind of placing all of the characters together, and they work in harmony to light the scene because let's be honest, green makes everybody look
I was
ugly.
gonna say that's a
light, not
director
colors.
of photography, like who knows what they're doing, right?
Yeah,
like, they
said
set all
everything.
of that.
Is that the
It's-
pork? No, it's
Yeah,
shrimp.
no, he's got the pork.
He's got the pork.
You guys have the pork.
That's shrimp.
They're so
Uh-oh.
weird.
The last one I actually wanted to bring up is a kind of a surprise one. So Alexandra, aka Sigourney Weaver, her color and her predominant color
Dana
is
Barrett.
silver and
Ripley.
gray. Yes, which I'm gonna cop to it. I still haven't seen that movie.
You got my Dana Barrett though, right?
Wait, which one?
Ghostbusters,
Which one- which one are you-
Ghostbusters,
Yeah, I've seen
Ghostbusters. Okay, Dana Barrett.
Okay.
Yeah, there's only Zool.
Yes. There is no Sigourney.
There's only Zool.
There is only Zool.
So hers is grays and silvers, and they represent modern sleekness, glamour, elegance, and above all, wealth.
And the
Oh,
Keymaster.
yeah.
So we don't. Yes, the keymaster.
Sorry, gatekeeper.
He's the
Yeah, she's
Oh,
the
Keymaster.
gatekeeper.
You're the
Where, where
gatekeeper.
are these colors from? Like, where did you get this like graph, this breakdown?
The
Common
picture,
sense,
the
Barry.
big brand color wheel.
Yeah.
I got that from the interwebs.
No, I'm wondering like what, like where, like that fits in perfectly. Like, but I was just wondering like what the source is.
Tim Gunn. He developed it.
Got it. Okay. Cool.
He was like,
I
Well, I
trust
mean-
I trust the internet and brand marketing, and so when you start researching, a lot of that colors are very specific to
Yeah.
what makes us
Yeah.
gravitate towards a color or towards a person. So the reason people don't like Jessica Jones is because of the choices of blues, and it makes her feel cold. And when we're confronted with things that we don't like, i.e., a blatant truth that isn't super quippy, like, oh, you know, oh, no, the guys are coming. Like, we tend to shy away from it unless you gravitate naturally towards those colors. So it's also why I like Luke Cage so much.
Piper's comment addressing that. Kunlun, is that more toward is that China?
Other dimension.
Other dimension.
Yeah.
yeah, it
sounded
is.
a bit Japanese.
You
Because-
can't
from
get
audio.
there.
Up in the Himalayas.
I would have said like some kind of Himalayan
It's
thing.
not
and
down in the ground in a pit.
Because technically
Under
karate is
Benjamin.
Okinawan.
I-
So
Oh.
Oh,
there
yeah.
you go.
Also,
That's true.
funny point that it basically reiterates the idea that every child is trying to dig through the planet to China.
Oh.
So that they apparently, if you dig through New York, you will eventually hit another mystical Asian
All
place.
Dude,
this
that's kinda
time.
I had a question about this
All this
Yeah.
time.
because I didn't remember, and it was at the end of Iron Fist. Wasn't the gate for Kunlun gone? He went up there and it was just like
It was
"Ugh,"
ransacked
it
and
was
destroyed,
just, like,
wasn't it?
To mountain.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So was it that they stole it and brought it underneath the city
No,
because they
cause
wanted to?
no, because they dug it up.
Did they?
Yeah, because remember they said when they were digging, they said they ran into a wall and they couldn't get past it.
They
And they
couldn't
realized it
get
wasn't a
past it.
wall; it was a door.
So basically, there are multiple doors,
Okay.
just like everything. There's multiple doors to get into places,
Sure.
i.e., portals, like, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Portals.
Portals. Yes, let's go with that. And so the one that they dug up under Midland Bank is a different
Yes.
door to get into Kunlun.
Okay.
So the one that was on the mountaintop that he was supposed to be defending, which
Just
is like the main gate,
Destroyed.
was destroyed.
All right.
Because I think the Iron Fist of Old did not expect them to go through the other door where,
Right.
giant dragon bones are.
Although in the book,
Dragon bones.
there is a gate somewhere way underneath Rand Tower, I think. In most
That is true. Yeah. 'Cause
Yeah.
His dad digs that all the way down there, and he has that tram.
right.
That is accurate.
So there's that
there's the-
already. Like that's not too far a stretch going way down for that because that's in the books. I
That
think
is true.
fairly consistently too, in
Yeah.
at least 2 of the books I've read.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Intriguing.
The plot thickens.
Does it?
That.
I sometimes say relevant things.
Sometimes.
Rarely.
Sometimes.
Karate Okinawan.
So,
Thank you. I appreciate that, actually.
yeah. So
Where is Ishinru from?
the big thing I wanted to bring
Okinawa.
up-
Karate is Okinawan.
and the colors that was huge. That was super fantastic. So do we have any? Just because we tend to do this, do we have any favorite parts? Were there any moments that stood out as like this is the thing? Amy's ready to go.
Go for it.
Yeah.
What do you got, Amy?
I have 2. I
Two.
will limit it myself to 2. The hall fight sequence, the initial one at Midland Bank, for the mix in the audio when Danny is in the room and he takes the woman hostage and Sigourney goes, they will shred her to pieces to get to you. And so we have very Iron Fist music, and then when the door breaks open and Luke Cage comes in, whoever mixed that section, it was just the best dang transition in audio I've heard forever. And he's like, it's okay to punch people now? It's complicated. I loved that interaction. I love also suddenly Danny Rand's figured out he's bulletproof. I'm going to stand behind him while the guys with
Yeah.
machine guns come in. That was that entire sequence was great. The cinematography was great. Matt running up the 22 flights of stairs, and Jessica just pops out the elevator like, oh, you so dumb. And the scarf.
Yeah.
I'm blind. How dare you?
The scarf.
The scarf.
That
But
was
probably my favorite, because she is my favorite in that. They're fighting, and she's just got these little tiny quips like, get out of my way. I just want to get down the elevator, please. We're going to go. Going? Guys, elevator. Elevator. Let's go.
Elevator.
Elevator.
Let's just go already.
Oh my gosh.
I'm tired. I'm stuck at last.
Stupid.
I need booze.
Is there
And
beer?
Is there beer? Is there?
Stealing the beer from the homeless
He's not
guy.
going to need it. And then the other one, which was really, really underplayed. So they're trying to go rescue Danny. They've escaped the police station, and they decide to take the metro. And so they're sitting on the metro, and if you're not paying attention, there's a sign that's above their heads. It's a poster, and it says, "We are here for you." And it's literally them all sitting there, and I was like,
Nice.
Solid.
yeah.
Defenders!
Defenders.
Defend.
Piper, what about you? What was your favorite part?
So I'm just gonna do one, but I liked a lot of the. For some reason, I don't know why, the Elektra stuff really excited me in this. I really liked seeing.
Hey.
Glush, glush.
No.
Glush, glush.
Not even for glush reasons. I mean, she's pretty, but like, just seeing her like all wrapped up in the red and kind of seeing that kind of thing, and then every kind of the wistful looks back to like the size and stuff like that. I'm just like, just grabbing for that Elektra character into what I think was essentially the embodiment of what Elektra is, which is like, I want to be in love and good, but I also got to be the hand. Like, she can't stop. She's just like, murder, because it's awesome.
I thought it was
But,
murder.
like, he doesn't want me to, but it's okay. I don't know. She's conflicted, but I like her. I read her book. I dig it. And so every little chance that they were taking, to kind of like bring her into what looks like Elektra in my brain was, going from what they did in Daredevil to more and more accurate to to costume, to weaponry, to character.
Makes you appreciate her more than Jennifer Garner?
Yeah, I still like Jennifer Garner okay, but I mean, yeah, this girl's good.
What book? Which Elektra book are you talking about?
The new one, the one with the I forgot I don't think it had a subtitle, but it was the one with the
Elektra.
the one where the first villain was the dude who like eats animals and then takes their
Oh yeah.
that one.
Okay, because I have the I recently found in my collection. I haven't read it yet. Is I have the Elektra Assassin, the one written by Frank Miller.
I didn't read that.
Yeah.
Is it good?
I haven't opened it yet.
Oh, you haven't
I
even
just found it. I was like, oh, this is the thing that I have.
Shoot.
I have this thing.
Yeah, this happens sometimes.
Hey, my birthday's in January.
Oh, well, there you have it.
Cool.
If
Steve,
it's unwrapped, I mean, I'll still take it.
what's your favorite part of Steve's?
Everything with Daredevil in it.
Thanks.
No.
No,
I liked his baton sticks from Okinawa.
With Okinawa.
Baton sticks from there.
The interrogation of oh my God, what's his name? One of the hand. The one they have tied up.
White Hat.
Yes, because
Yeah.
Sawanda?
Yes.
yeah, everyone
Nice.
is seeing Matt's other self. They're seeing him. He's in full costume, full mode. He's got that thing around the neck and tightening and tightening and tightening. And it's like you see like their faces, Luke and Jessica, like,
Right.
oh, okay,
And
all
now
right.
he's-
Who dis?
This
This-
is so cool.
So this is the devil of Hell's
He
Kitchen.
was just
Got
some
it.
joker with a scarf a while ago.
Yeah.
What's happening?
Now he's gone full blown old boy. He's really choking him out. There again, that was I liked not only
That was
Murdoch
good.
back in the suit, but their reactions to we earlier saw him with a scarf around his head wearing a suit.
Right.
Now he's in this, and he wow, basically, which also led to the handling of Danny Rand by Matt Murdock until the
Right.
Fist got involved.
I feel like this is a paralleling of the. I mean, it would make sense that he and Elektra do, but as they both embrace kind of what they are in the comic books, like what they are as a character, and kind of going from Daredevil, with like, oh no, I'm a lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're both just kind of on that path together. Like, I'm now Elektra. I am now Daredevil.
Yeah.
Just kind of there's embracement.
And Jessica's saying, nice ears,
Yeah.
their horns.
Dig it.
Mr. Barry,
Uh,
Dr. Barry.
Yes.
Yours?
Yeah. So I personally, I enjoyed a lot of this series. There were a lot of cool parts. I think one of my favorite things that they did was by having Brazilian guy cut off.
Ernie Reyes Jr.
Yes.
Devo
Officer
quebra tua
Knight's
cara.
arm.
Barato? Thank you.
Thanks, Curtis.
Bakuto.
Bakuto.
Brazilian guy.
Ba-
The fact that
Not
he
Murakami.
slices off
He was Brazilian.
Misty's
man.
arm, and now we've basically set up the scene with her in the hospital, with Colleen. We've got the Daughters of the Dragon possibly coming out. We can get her possibly getting a cybernetic arm.
Oh man,
who knows?
Anakin.
Stark, Justin Hammer, like there's technology. Rand has got connections.
Anthony.
Yeah, we'll see about getting her a robotic arm. I'm
That
down.
wasn't bad. That was really good.
That was really good.
That was.
That was great.
Straight impressed.
Jesus.
Man, you are surly buttons today. My good. A
10:57.
little closer to the mic if you. There we go.
Surly,
I think it's
Surly.
sarcastic smile.
Sarcastic.
insubordinate.
Closing thoughts on
And
Defenders.
churlish.
I'm glad we all watched it. I enjoyed it greatly.
Right.
Any last thoughts on it? Good. That's what I was hoping for.
The fastest
Frank
binging
Ca-
I've
that
done.
Frank
That was the
Castle trailer,
fastest
though.
Binge.
Yeah, the Punisher was great.
That Punisher
Frank
trailer,
Castle
though.
Yeah, the fastest binge because they cut off 4 episodes.
Yeah, it was 8 episodes. It was easier for me.
It's easier to
And
Crank
you
that
were
out, no
still
problem,
the
guys.
slowest one.
I mean, like,
Who?
Steve was still the slowest one to watch it.
Hey, finished it.
Yeah. Like, Curtis just wrapped it up before we were.
How many times did you watch the other episodes prior before this, though? He's
He's holding up
times.
2
We watched
fingers.
2 times.
He's holding up 3 fingers. Now he's
So
spelling.
basically, everything
2,
except
3,
the last
3 times
episode, he watched 2 to 3 times given. Nah.
First 5.
Like 15 times. So, yeah.
Woo!
So overall, really happy with Defenders. I'm
Yes.
glad
Yeah.
they did it.
Higher than 75%.
at the end, do you think 8 was, like we had said, that 8, 13 or 8, whatever thing, do you think 8 was finally good for this, and it would have been good for, like, as it would have been for Jessica or whatever, or do you think they should have gone further with this?
I personally think that the shows, I wanted the shows to need the amount they got, and
Okay.
some of the shows did, and some of the shows didn't. I think Defenders left me wanting just a little bit more and had the right amount of action. I thought 8 was good.
For
Okay.
Defenders,
I
8 is
think
good.
So
Yeah,
you would
I agree.
leave it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And
Yeah.
you would go forward with the new shows at about 8.
At about 8, maybe. We'll
I still feel like...
Depends on the story. I mean, Defenders,
Yeah.
they each have their own tales to tell, and I could see why they'd go 13 episodes. Them coming together as Defenders, 8 episodes works for me, because you don't need... It's like the Avengers, the first Avengers. You didn't need some complex story that
Right.
needed lots of thinking to get through. It was an easy event to bring these guys together. Then they go off into their own more complex issues. Captain America, Winter Soldier, more complex story.
Right.
Iron Man 3, more of a complex story. Stuff like that. So that I feel 8 episodes for Defenders, great. Do the 10 to 13s when it comes to your
You
solo
didn't need more
stories.
table time with Rosario.
And lots more table time with Rosario Claire Dawson.
You lusty old boy.
She's lovely.
She is
That
lovely.
is about gonna wrap it up.
That's how you end the
for
show.
This episode.
That's how you end the show.
For
That's a
the
lovely
Capeless
Dawson.
Crusaders.
She's lovely.
As always, my name is David Barry at Dr. Barry on varying social media platforms. To my left,
What?
we have
I was paying attention slightly and anticipating this is Amy. You can find me at iJaneURobot. I'm
That's the
there.
name, yeah.
On
Your last name is
varying
Nunek.
social media.
New neck. I see it.
That's the one.
New like a new car, nag like a nagging wife.
Oh dear.
Why it got to go negative?
That's always negative.
Jessica Jones.
New cars, gross.
she's not-
Yeah, super. That's awesome. Who are you again?
To your left, I am the Mad Piper. Sorry, Justin Piper. Everybody calls me Piper. I'm the Mad Piper on Instagram. And hooking it, Scoop.
Boy, I'm gonna intercept.
Did you?
Because we're gonna be missing you for a little bit. Where are you going?
Yeah, where are you
I'm
going?
to the London under,
To the
where beer does flow, and Menchunder.
Chunder? Is that the word?
Can
Yes.
you hear? Can you hear that thunder?
Crikey.
Not yet, I can't.
Okay.
Ah!
So
But
you're
in
gonna be, how long are you gonna be there?
approximately one day, and I will be flying back on September 11th.
In a,
Don't.
I will. I mean, that's
so we
True fact.
That's what his ticket says.
Okay.
We don't have to like.
yeah.
read it.
There is no rebuttal. That's
Remember,
when I'm
everyone,
coming back.
Remember, everyone. Thousands of planes take off and land just fine every
We
day.
Right.
got really silent at that point.
God.
I
I mean,
was just- I was just
also
trying
we
to-
are very West Coast here, so I mean,
I was just trying to
excuse.
figure out. So
Oh.
it's one, two, three shows?
is it really?
Two? Well, that one. Technically, not that one, but that one. And you'll be back in time for that one?
No,
One,
he's not gonna be back in time.
two.
I don't know. I won't be. I'll be in
two-ish
late.
or three-ish will be Sans Piper.
So sorry, I'll be gone a little bit,
Yeah.
but I will be loving life. I will be exploring Brisbane,
It's
as
easy
the
because you're
Americans
beautiful.
call it. Yeah, Brisbane. Oh wait, but there's a Marvel thing down there, so I'm gonna go do that.
What?
A Marvel, what you call it?
This is the largest outro. I'm so sorry.
Sorry, Marvel surprise. I'll be doing that. This. Interception. Wait, one more thing. Okay, go.
Future founder and president of the Rosario Dawson fan club. This is the Azorian one, Anthony
I'm
Esteves.
almost positive that's already a thing.
It is a
The 10th iteration of the Rosario Dawson fan club.
As always, for anything related to the Capeless Crusaders, you can find it at thecapelesscrusaders.com.
Still in
Our
this post.
website has everything that you could ever need if you are interested in the Capeless Crusaders. For the Capeless Crusaders,
Or Patreon for Steve's addiction.
yeah, including Curtis Fisher back there on the ones and twos. Calm down warning, existential Romeo,
Tall Dark.
and tall dark not ugly
Dark,
on
not ugly.
everything,
everything on everything.
Holding it down in the
Holding it down
Los
in
Angeles.
Sneaks up and
LA.
sneaks down and pretends like he's told everybody.
Well, no, he totally did tell us, and we completely missed it.
Oh.
And
Bad
sending
friends.
out our thoughts and love to Bart and your family. We love you. We miss you. And we will see you soon. So for the Capeless Crusaders, who would you like to say good night?
Nighty night.